Hello once again. It's me. Um, Joey is once again not here. I'm his humble replacement. It's like Joe from Blue's Clues all over again. Just me. Um, gotta get this little mirror here to stop rattling. Yeah, today we are going to be doing something that's a little bit more my area. We're doing foam latex prosthetics. Now, I love foam latex prosthetics. I'm going to be making little horns come out of my head, be like a cute little devil look. Mainly because I did not want to wipe off my eye makeup again. and yeah, I'm better at that sort of thing than I am in the other way. However, I am going to put my hair up in a little net for a moment and get rid of this here. First step is put my hair up just so it's not in the way, because it will get in the way. First step of it, which I already did, is I prepped my skin with a little alcohol wipe, just to make sure it's dry and completely clean of any oils and impurities, because these need to be flush against the skin directly. So, yeah, we're going to have a little bit of fun today, and glad you could all join me. Let me know how the music is sounding. It's alright. Let me know if it's hard to hear what I'm saying or the music's getting annoying. How is everyone doing? I'm doing just dandy. So what I'm doing first is I'm taking a little bit of neutral set powder and placing a little, I'm gonna place these onto my head, figure out exactly where I want them to go. Let's do that first. A little bit of flashing here. There we go. Figure out where we want these to go. Maybe a good indicator will be these little dots right at the edge of my eyebrows. If I can kind of follow it that way, yeah, I think it'd be a good look. So, first things first, get a little bit of powder, place this here, and then powder around the edge. So I know exactly where it'll go later. The same thing for the other side. There we go. Dean, hello. Yes, not Joey, it's me today. He's busy with something else, so I'm his humble replacement. It's like Joe from Blue's Clues all over again. Let's see here. Is the music a bit annoying, or I might skip to another bit of it? Yeah, there we go. So first things first, we're gonna get a little bit of prosade. Just a bit. Into this little wee cup right here. And yeah. I'm going to start to apply it to my forehead, inside of the area where I had it last. You can see the outlines of where to be. Let's see here. Alright, got a little bit here, and a little bit here. And let's just tap around. And we'll not go to the complete edge because we're going to want to be able to stretch that. We're going to put each one down in the center and then stretch the edges just so they're as flush as possible. Let's see, this is the larger one, yes? Okay, I'm pressing that down. Ooh, okay. All right. Okay, got that one there. And then this one here, pressing that one down from the center as well, leaving the edges to be done once the center is applied. It's going to be very fun. So yeah, you're going to want to avoid doing these bits here until these front top little nubs are already applied. So what we're going to do is get a small amount of Pros-Aid and go in under these edges here, thusly. And then when you press down, try to sort of just gently stretch and push. And look at that, a nice smooth little edge there. And don't worry if there's a tiny imperfection or two along the way, that's what we got this for, cream Pros-Aid, but that'll come a bit later. How is everyone doing? How's everyone's day going? My day is going swimmingly. Now let's press again. Ooh, that is a nice, smooth edge. Perfect. Takes a while to get, properly decent at this because, it's tricky work. It's like any skill. But once you do get it, oof, those smooth, clean edges are going to be what you live for. They're going to be what you think about when you go to sleep. Absolutely one. Oh my goodness. Hello, mirror. Sorry, mirror shaking a little bit. Let's have a look at this here. Jules, you're a star. Thank you, Kelly. Oh, how very kind. Just checking the others. Okay. Now I press down. There's a little bit of a pinched area there, but we could fix that. Here we go. Lovely. And just carefully pressing it down with this little Q-tip with Pros-Aid on it. It'll be very lovely. This music is so cozy. I want all of the streaming music to feel like this. What do you guys think of the music? I think it's very cute. Oh, lovely. There we go. Do that again. Set a mirror. Let's have another look here. Nice. Okay. These are going on refreshingly smoothly. And remember to not use too much Pros-Aid, because it can sort of cause build-up. And we don't want build-up. We want a nice, smooth edge, just like that. Isn't it lovely? I remember I came into work when I was a seasonal here back in October, and I did a very similar look to this, basing it off of Danny Elfman's devil character from the forgotten... what's the opposite of a masterpiece but something I still adore? I don't know. It's a cult weird classic called The Forbidden Zone. Or no, The Forbidden Zone. Made by Danny Elfman of Nightmare Before Christmas fame, made by his brother, Richard Elfman. And a friend of mine called it I believe the word she used was crypto hazard, which means just by having seen it, it's a dangerous thing. It's a crazy, crazy movie. But Danny Elfman played the devil in it, and I decided I would do a bit of a devil look myself, base it off of Danny Elfman's look from the film. And I had the wig on and everything. I had like a, it looked great. And I had these little horn nubs. And for some reason, and I don't know why, for some reason, it was so warm, like the radiator in the store, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just my own anxiety, but I was sweating in that makeup, in that wig more than I've sweat in my entire life, dripping down with sweat. It was very embarrassing. And everyone, I just had to quickly take the wig off and spend the day without it, and the look was fine. It was a good look regardless. But someday I'm going to probably do that look. Let's see here. How's everyone doing? It's my day. I'm glad that today I actually have something properly prepared for you all. That's what I'm excited to show because I love doing prosthetic makeup. I'm scheduled to do a Makeup Monday on the 19th of May. And I have a very specific look planned out for that. It's going to be wild. None of you are ready. How's everyone feeling? Thank you for the follows. Oh, very kind. Again, very small amounts. Just going in carefully. Just like that. Feels very feels a bit Bob Ross when I'm being gentle like this. But it's a very fun thing to get to work on. And this means I'll get to keep these lovely little horns on for the rest of the day, which I don't mind, not one bit. Almost reminds me of the, has anyone ever seen the Daniel Radcliffe movie Horns? That movie is buck wild. It's absolutely insane, and it's just an absolutely wild ride. Daniel Radcliffe gets these horns growing out of his head one morning, and it just makes everyone dislike him immensely, and just brings out the worst in everyone around him. Makes everyone not trust him, but they don't notice the horns as something wrong or insane. He's the only one who's like, why are there horns in my head? This is so weird. And they're like, yeah, I guess. By the way, I've never liked you as a friend. Great movie. And it was made by the son of Stephen King, I believe. Check it out if you've not seen it. It's a wild ride. It's one for a post 11 p.m. viewing when you're just in a silly mood. Okay, this is looking good. I'm gonna smooth it out a little bit. A little bit. Yeah, just like that. Nice. Gonna wait for this to dry. Gonna wait for it to dry. Lovely, lovely, lovely dry. In the meantime, I'm gonna use this Mehron tattoo cover wheel in order to get a color here that matches my exact skin tone. Let's find one that matches the best. I think this one here is closest to me. Bit lighter, but a bit lighter. Mine's a little bit more olive, so I'm gonna use mostly this, but a teensy little touch of this. And a little bit of this goes a long way, according to Joey, and I'm inclined to believe him. Let's give a little bit of this little more olive tone. I go back and forth on whether or not I like olives. What a thing to say at 12:35 in the morning, or 12:35 in the afternoon. Ugh, so fun. Okay. It's not okay. Could be a bit darker. Gonna mix this with this little spatula tool. How's that looking? Still a bit too bright, I think. Yeah, still a bit too bright. I'm gonna put a teensy little hitch of the olive tone and the other one in. See how that mixes. I love this. I'm sort of painting it with a little spatula as a little palette knife, and yeah, it's incredibly satisfying. This. No, still too light. Maybe it needs a touch of, yeah, it needs a little touch of that. Yeah, horns. I absolutely recommend it. It's wild. Lots of fun. Sadie Sink is in it. Or no, not Sadie Sink. Sabrina Carpenter is in it, playing a young version of Daniel Radcliffe's love interest. And when I saw her in that movie, I just about pooed my pants. And that was... I didn't, actually. I have no problem with incontinence. Yeah. Okay. This'll do. Just gonna wipe it off in the meantime, all the other colors. But yeah, so that is just nearly dry. How is everyone doing? Yeah. I am just doing this little horn makeup, a little bit of horn prosthetics. And yeah, it's looking real nice. I'm happy with this so far. We're gonna do next. Ooh, before I forget, very crucial, is we're gonna paint the edges of this prosthetic with this cream Dermacolor camouflage cream paint, just to neutralize out the sort of yellowy white tones, sort of darken it, get it to match my skin just a little eensy bit more. Won't that be nice? I think that would be very nice. There we go. I'm just darkening it. I'm getting it to a place where I can kind of work with it, because in the past I've either painted it with PAX, which is a mix between Pros-Aide and acrylic paint, and the other bit of the time I've, well yeah, that's the only other way I know how to do it, because if you just paint directly onto the foam latex prosthetic with whatever color you're trying to do, it'll still be a bit lighter than whatever's going to be underneath. Whatever's underneath that paint color. So nice. Oh, itch. My nose. So there was a turkey in New York City yesterday. It was a turkey, I believe, in Astoria. Think. Yeah, there was a whole turkey. Biologists believe it's probably just looking for a mate. Absolutely wild that it chose New York City. A lot of people have a lot of trouble finding love here, so I don't know why it chose this place. There we go. And now I'm painting over this little prosthetic piece. Does it even need cream? I don't think so. This is clean as Larry. Who knows? Yeah, that's looking real clean. That's a clean edge. Yeah, I don't need Prosec cream, but you know what? I'm gonna use a little bit of Prosec cream, maybe around here, just so you can see, as an example, how to do this if there's a little bit of imperfection. Because, hello, what's this? Oh no. Someone forgot to close the cap on this, so it sort of dried up a bit. Well, good thing the edges are clean. But if you, in future, if you do have a bit of issues with imperfections on your prosthetic edge, you can get a little bit of Prosec cream onto a teensy little spatula tool or Q-tip and just very carefully mold it sort of shut, kind of like you're shellacking it a bit. But yes, seeing as that didn't, the Prosec cream is dry, yeah, good thing. Stick with me and everything will be wonderfully smooth and nice. That's what they all say. Oh, it is a nice morning. Well, no, it's afternoon now. But I woke up kind of early today to do a bit of morning load of laundry. And in my building's laundry room, I came across the only other person in there was a little girl, and she had the exact same pajamas as I was wearing, but in a kid size. And I think both of us looked at each other, sort of being like, are we? But neither of us wanted to say anything, so we just did our laundry in silence. But it was just a weird sort of thing of being like, oh my god, do I have the same taste in pajamas as a kid, as a child? That's, oof. I don't know what that says about me. Or is it that she has a very grown-up, mature taste in pajamas? I'm gonna go with the second one. Yeah. Who doesn't love a bit of horns? Has anyone seen the old SNL sketch where is it? There we go. Has anyone seen the old SNL sketch? Not even that old. I think it's about, I want to say, a few years old. John Mulaney was hosting about a guy, a goth who has surgically implanted horns, and he's going to get them off. He's like, yeah, do you know how, like, and his girlfriend doesn't really want him to get them off. And he's like, yeah, but you know how, like, no one will look at me or hire me? She's like, yeah. And he's like, I think the horns is why. Yeah. But yeah, for like a little while, having horns is fun. The creature that I'm going to be doing on the 19th of May, mark your calendars, is going to have horns. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be kind of a very pretty white and gold design. Yeah, that's looking good. Move on to a slightly larger brush, because they're moving sort of more towards the edges. And we gotta get a little bit of a softer edge here. There we go. Isn't that nice? As you can tell, I'm really leaning into the Bob Ross of it all. Isn't that nice? Just a nice, smooth little horn. Smooth little horn's edge. Who doesn't love that? Yeah, that's coming along nicely. Still a bit lighter than I would like. So we're gonna just touch more of the darker tone in there. And yeah, we're gonna mix that up a little bit. See what happens. You and me on this little adventure together. Alright, yeah. Oh, I don't hate that one bit. Oh yeah, there we go. That's nice. And of course, it's very shiny at the moment, but it's gonna blend very nicely later on. For the moment, this is looking wonderfully. Just wonderfully smooth. And does anyone have any requests for any future looks? I'm not sure. Oh, Jojo. Hello, Jojo. Yeah. Very, very nice. Oh, okay. Yeah. Happy with that. So once I'm done with these bits, then I'm going to go in with a bit of a black, a little bit of yellow, and color in the horns that are black. It is apparently going to get relatively warm today. I'm not ready for summer. I'm not ready for summer. I'm not ready for it to be warm. I don't know if you could tell by the way I dress, but I don't like warm weather. What's everyone's favorite season? Disco Doll 234, thank you very much for the follow. So some chill vibes here. Just having a nice, lovely Monday afternoon. There we go. Nice. For those of you who don't know, we're doing prosthetic horns makeup, and right now we are painting them. We've just applied them with a bit of Pros-Aid. Now we're just painting them to match my skin tone using the Mehron tattoo cover wheel. And my God, Joey was not getting around to this stuff. It a little bit really does go a long way. Let's see, how much does it cost? Here. Wow. Way less than I thought. Apparently this is $16.95. That's a crazy good deal. I might pick this up. Jamie Stewart joined. Hello, Jamie Stewart. Whenever I hear that name, I just think Jimmy Stewart or James Stewart. I don't know if I've gotten that before. I just found it a shame that he never did a proper horror film. I mean, Vertigo's, I don't know, I think it's too critically renowned to be like a horror film of that era. I think it's more of Vertigo's more of a thriller than a horror film. Which leads me to say, for it to be a horror film, do supernatural things need to happen, or is it just because I know that, like in the 1930s and 40s when I grew up, there was most horror films kind of had some supernatural element to them, but these days, while a lot of supernatural horror, a lot of horror does have supernatural elements to it, a lot of it is also just sort of maniac types. Your James McAvoy and Split type things, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But that's not recent. But I think it kind of started a trend of grounded horror. It could be. I'm trying to think of. Oh, House of Wax. Yeah, with Vincent Price. That didn't have anything supernatural. It was just, look at this horrifying thing that this guy's doing. Any fans of Vincent Price out there, let me know. I'm always happy to talk Vincent Price with people. I'm happy to talk like Vincent Price. I could talk like Vincent Price for this entire rest of this stream if you'd like, but I'm not going to do that. He was wonderful in his last role ever, which was Edward Scissorhands. Absolutely beautiful movie. And he played the mad doctor who... Well, no, he wasn't mad. But he played the sort of scientist, inventor who created Edward. It was absolutely beautiful. Oh, this is great. This is turning out really well. I'm happy with this. Do you know what? There we go. It's getting a little bit wrinkled right here. Then I pressed it down again with my brush. It's a good thing to keep in mind that happens. Because you know what I'm realizing is I forgot to powder it before I did any of this makeup, and the powdering it avoids any stickiness, tackiness, because I usually just powder it at the end, but that is quite how it should be done. See, I love figuring things out in the moment, because oftentimes some very interesting results can come of it. Usually when it comes to, learning. I do enjoy figuring things out in the moment while I'm learning them. Not so much when it's go time and things need doing. Usually that's when I'm sort of thinking, okay, I would very much like to be completely on top of it now, but yeah, when I'm learning how to do stuff, I love sort of rolling with the punches. Yeah. Let's powder this, shall we? Get some Ben 9 neutral set powder and powder it thusly. Very, very nice. It's been a little while since I've done any prosthetic makeup. I've been so busy with other things, but it's so nice to do it again. Such a pleasure, such a fun time. But yeah, I love doing this. Does anyone else have a favorite kind of medium, anything like that? Medium they like to work with? Because I think, is this my favorite medium? I'm not sure. Maybe. There we go. That's much better. I think I needed to. Yeah, much better. Yeah, that's looking much better. Oh, thank you very much for the flowers. This is a very interesting kind of subtle look, and I'm debating whether or not I'm gonna wear this home on the subway tonight, um, because it's just subtle enough to not warrant much attention. I have worn prosthetic horns in the subway before. That was during the month of October, so there's a little bit of a must be going to a Halloween thing to it, but still interesting. In the middle of, or at the end of April, it's a bit different. Yeah, who doesn't love a bit of that? This is very fun. I'm gonna go with a slightly larger brush and do even more. There we are. Nice. Okay. I think it might be time to paint the other bit of the brush, or of the horns. Gonna paint them black, like the old song says. Whatever, so true in the moment. Painted black. Oh, stones. Okay. Ooh, yeah, what's going on here? Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to be very gentle, because what I'm going to do once they're painted is I'm going to use glycerin to make them kind of shiny, just a bit shiny. Oh dear. Lovely. There we go. Part of me has kind of wished I had painted this in advance. That is my favorite way of doing working with foam latex prosthetics, is painting them far in advance. And that way it all just goes on much faster and easier, quicker. That's definitely what I'm going to do for the next time I do a Makeup Monday stream, or at least for the one I'm planning on doing on the 19th. Yeah. Little horns. Just a cute little horn. If I cut the other one white. What do you think? fix that little edge there. There we go. No. Come on. Nice. Love it. Great. How it is. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint little red tips on them. Just to kind of make them stand out a bit more. But actually, I think it should be mostly done. Oh, wait, I'm looking at that right now. I like that little tip there. Do I? Yes, I think I do. I think I just want to kind of create more sort of yellowy, whitish lines. But I like it. I'm fond of it. Oh, yeah. That's good. That is the other thing about pre-painting them, is if you're doing them on yourself, there's going to be some bits that are going to be hard to get while you're wearing them. So, yeah, pre-painting is almost always the way to go, at least in my book. If you have the time in advance, which you often do instead of on set or on the day. Ooh, good, not pink, looks great. Thank you very much. Oh gosh, I hadn't even seen all these comments. I was so invested in this. Not pink, looks great. Thank you very much, Sparky D. Yeah, this is fun. I do enjoy this. Oh yeah, see, and again, it's hard to do it because you gotta crane your neck to really see if you're getting it all. Here we are. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So we're going to do what I just said we were going to do, which is maybe mix a little bit of yellow and the brightest part of this Mehron tattoo cover. Yeah, have a little fun with that. I think for this, I'm going to go just do this. The finest lines I can do, let's use the edge of a spatula tool. There we go. Yeah, that is the finest line we could possibly do. There we go. How about some red? I was thinking that too. I might do a bit of red, because you asked. I will. Yeah. You know what? We'll do that right now. Which red do you think? This or this? Kind of the darker red or kind of the more orangey red? Let's see. Darker. Agreed. Sorry if there's a bit of a delay. It's like talking to somebody up in space, except I'm not in space. Just at the very, very tip there. I think, you know what, I'm gonna go slightly smaller brush on that. And yeah, doesn't quite show up that well, but it's subtle. Maybe if I do a kind of lighter base and then paint on top of that, that might show up a bit better. So, like that, and then be very careful with these foam latex prosthetics. They're foam, so they do rip easily. So be gentle with them. In California. Well, how's the weather there? You know, I like that. I like the touch of red, just like it's not beautiful. I'm sure it is beautiful. It was pretty sunny on my way into work today. Yeah, relatively sunny. Just windy, which I don't mind. I do like the wind. Yes, how's everyone else doing? How's the weather where everyone else is? Because I think streaming is a great way to tell what the weather is in other places, parts of the world. It's a good way to get a worldwide weather service going on. I think that's the end goal of all live streams in the future. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like this. Sorry about this noise. It's the mirror that I've got here, and it rattles a little bit every time I put anything down anywhere. So next step, I think final step before I spray it all, is I'm going to use a little bit of glycerin. Glycerin is what I've used in the past to sort of replicate the look of tears, sweat, but here we're just going to give these horns some shine. Give it some shine to them, make them feel a bit less pillowy, latexy, and a lot more sort of glossy and something out of the body recently. Just to be kind of creepy with it. Yeah, there we go. That way kind of has a nice little reflection there. Just so it feels like it's made of something different from the rest of the skin. Did you take the subway in? Yes, I did take the subway in. It's a fairly uneventful subway ride. I'm trying to think of something fun that happened recently on the subway. Oh my goodness, it's weird. It's kind of like, and I've really only heard this because I don't drive, but apparently when people drive themselves to work, they completely forget the entire drive unless something happened. It's sort of, but they just kind of black out of it, and then they're at work. It's basically the same with the subway, and it's a shame because you see a lot of people there. It's fun to see people. I find it fun. And yeah, I think this is looking pretty nice. I think, I don't know, I might just do a little something with a touch of red around my eyes. There we go. Delightfully devilish, Seymour. Would that be a fun look? To be a steamed ham. Is the meme dead by now? Who's to say? I visited once. The subway is very intimidating. It can be. And the thing that people won't tell you about the subway is that even if you're a lifelong New Yorker like myself, you really only know places that you like off by heart, places that you regularly go and or regularly have been. Other than that, or like anywhere like along your route. Other than that, like if you were to ask me to go somewhere on the Upper East Side, I would not know how to get there because I've never lived I've never lived there, nor have I worked anywhere near there. But let's spray this. Let's see. Okay. That's nice. The wig cap left a little bit of a red mark here. You know what? We've got something for that. We can do something with that. We have the technology to deal with this little red mark that the wig cap left. Look at that. Isn't that clever? And yeah, there you have it. Cute little horn look. Yeah. Has anyone, you know what, I'm just gonna keep going with this. Yeah. I don't know. I'd love to have little ears as well. But I don't. Yeah, fabulously subtle. I think so too, Sparky. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's nice, and I'm gonna add just a teensy little tip, a little tip of this white, just like near white at the top, and that way. Not look intentional. Not really noticeable. That's fine. I'm tickled pink with this. Ooh, I'm trying to think of what outfit I should wear with this. Yeah, this is fun. So yeah, I think that's just about it. I don't know. Shall I keep going with it, or I don't know. What do you think? Should I keep going with it, or is it done? It's fun because you're good? Thank you. I think it is good too. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Well, thank you, everyone. It's been absolutely lovely. Yeah. We'll be back on Wednesday, I believe, with Alex in the mask section. And then, yeah, and hopefully, and then also Friday, Isaac will be doing wigs. Saturday, Alex in the mask section again. And again, if anyone doesn't know, we are Abracadabra NYC. We are a year-round costume, makeup, magic shop in New York City. We're between 5th and 6th Avenue on 21st Street, 19 West 21st Street here in Manhattan. And yeah, you gotta come check us out if you're in New York City. If not, check out our website, abracadabranyc.com, any of our social media pages, just Abracadabra NYC. And yeah, we post really fun stuff. Come and have a look. And yeah, absolutely lovely.